Hello, everyone, and welcome to Connecting Beyond Sex webinar. My name is Angela Roll, and I am the founder of Inspiry LLC. I'm glad you have decided to join us in learning more about connecting beyond sex. It's so important that we learn this. Before we get started, our content summary for this webinar is I'm going to give you a little bit of information about myself so you know who you're dealing with and who you're talking to, who Love Inspiry is, what our company is about, why relationships are falling apart, the myths of intimacy, why people fear real intimacy, and we're going to provide a solution to the problem. So stick around with us. A little bit about myself. I'm a visionary entrepreneur, author, speaker, and relationship advisor, all on relationships and in marriages, and just building and transforming relationships to be more long lasting, to be more effective. And I just recently wrote a book that launched or was published in June of 2019, titled Vow Triumph. And it's a book that takes each marriage vow and breaks down the meaning of that marriage vow and what you are truly saying on that day. Because if anybody knows, if you've been married before, you're not really focused on the actual ceremony and the marriage. You're more focused on the flowers, the this and the that, the stuff that really doesn't matter when it comes down to it after the day is over. So it really takes the vows and breaks them down. Is for pre-marriage, during marriage. Anybody can get something out of it because it also shares my story of struggle to triumph. So I also co-host an international podcast with my husband, Love Inspiry Podcast. It is available on all the platforms, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all those places you can find us. And we talk about everything relationship, from the typical woes, highs and lows of relationships, anything pertaining to relationships. We talk about it. It's not just geared towards one topic. We just go at it. Whatever we feel like talking about that week, that's what we're going to talk about. So my story is one of happiness. It's one of failures. It's one of misfortunes, this depression and triumph, all in one person. Kind of like we all go through that. We all go through daily struggles. We all go through sorrow. We all go through happiness. We all have emotions each and every day, different kinds of emotions. And I got married when I was 18 years old, and I was completely cut off from family because of my decision to get married. And I ended up moving about maybe 5 states over, 800 miles away from family with my husband and I, and we fell into so much debt and financial ruin. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it. I didn't grow up poor. So, for me to go through that, it was very detrimental because I didn't know what it was like to be on the other side. I didn't know what it was like to share sandwiches off the dollar menu. I didn't know what it was like to be homeless, sleeping in motels. And so that's why I have a really strong compassion for homeless people, because I was almost one of those people outdoors. I was fortunate enough, God blessed me, to just even be able to just sleep in motels. And although those motels were sometimes nasty, I was thankful for just that, just having a roof over my head, even though it wasn't my roof. And because I was 18 years old, I dealt with a lot of immaturity, getting married so young, and on top of the financial stuff, on top of not having my family surrounded by me, because I was a family girl. We grew up having family nights all the time, or at least once a week. And so for me, I just went through a state of, and then, feeling like I have the potential to be something in life, but not being able to afford college or go to college because, like I said, family decided that I was going to be pushed to the side because I didn't do what they wanted me to do in the timing that they wanted me to do it. So I had a lot of things working against me. I just had a very pessimistic attitude about life in general. Like, it just sucked at that time, back in between 2008 and 2010. And I me and my husband, at one point, the financial situation got so bad, I just wanted to leave and go back home. And I almost did. I remember going to stay at a friend's house here because I couldn't deal with it. It's not that I couldn't deal with my husband. It was just the stress of finances just consumed our marriage. But we got through that. Most grown adults don't even get through something like that. And we got through that. And we got through it mainly because of our connection with each other, because we are genuinely friends first. We knew two things: that we were meant to be together and that we loved each other. And we weren't going to let anything come between us, whether it was money, whether it was people, immaturity, the stress, whatever we were dealing with. We knew that we had to do it together, and we did it together. And now we're here, and now I'm helping individuals overcome adversity in their relationship. So I started Love Inspiry LLC, and the mission is to build more powerful, transparent, and durable relationships. And I want everyone's relationship to flourish. I want everyone's relationship to prosper. That's my goal in life. And we do that through action, we do it through commitment, and we do it through integrity. I will never give anyone coaching or advice that I don't wholeheartedly believe in, or that I wouldn't try myself or haven't tried, because a lot of this is based off of experience. I've tried it, I've been through it all. I haven't even scratched the surface of my story. And we create online workshops and classes, as well as we do in-person workshops on relationships and marriages. So that's what we're trying to help you in, is specifically your relationship and or your marriage. So we present individuals and couples with an objective view on how to maintain longevity, as well as give tools and techniques on managing their adversity. And the reason why I said objective so hard is because I am a millennial. I was born in 88, but I have an old school attitude. And I share that with people that follow me, people that are my age, people that are younger than me, people that may be a little bit older than me, just getting back to that old way of loving, and loving hard, having that integrity, having that commitment in your relationship. So let's jump right into this webinar. Why are relationships falling apart? So relationships are falling apart for a number of reasons. It could be infidelity, it can be finances, what I went through, it can be trust issues, it can be forgiveness issues, it can be anything. But the one main reason in all of that is due to a lack of intimacy. Intimacy is so important in sustaining any kind of relationship, because when you are going through things, you need that connection. I tell people all the time, I love to have sex with my husband, right? Okay, that's just normal. God said be fruitful, multiply. But going through what we went through, sex was not going to keep us married. It just was not. It was so much going on financially, repossessions, just everything that you can think of. We went through it financially. Sex was not going to keep that together. We had to have something beyond sex. And that was our connection. That was our emotional intimacy to each other. The goal of this webinar is not to say that sex is not important or it's not significant in your relationship, because it is in its own way. But you need to understand that you need to have a connection beyond the physical. It's not saying don't have sex in your relationship, but you need to have sex or a connection beyond the physical. You need to be able to connect with your partner, because anything can happen. Your partner could get sick, God forbid. You can end up with low libido. Your partner can end up with erectile dysfunction, and you can't just divorce them or dump them because of that, because then your love is on condition. You have to have something else to fall back on to sustain you. So what are the myths about intimacy? Let's dig into this. People generally tend to think that they aren't being intimate if they aren't touching their partner, like sex, hugging, and kissing. Intimacy is just being able to be in a room with your partner and enjoying them. Just having, maybe even just having a conversation with them. just being in the moment and present with them. Sometimes me and my husband are driving in a car because we travel a lot because he's a minister, and we are saying absolutely nothing to each other. We could just be holding each other's hands and we're okay with that. Or we could just be not touching each other at all and just being okay with that. Just being in each other's presence is enough for us, is enough intimacy for us. Just because you aren't touching your partner does not mean you aren't being intimate with them. People also think that intimacy happens because you are physically attracted to someone. So again, being physically attracted to someone is something that we start out in with relationships. Okay, naturally you see somebody, oh, this person looks good, and then you find out one or two things: either they just look good and their attitude and personality are crappy, or they look good and their attitude and personality is okay, so let's try to do this. So that's just natural. The physical attraction is the first thing that you see. I'm attracted to the fact that my husband is over 6 feet, but that's not why I love him. We are more intimate on a friendship level than on the fact that he is over 6 feet. People also think it's too time consuming to be intimate in other ways other than having a sexual relationship. And if you're in any type of relationship, you should understand that you have to get yourself out the way. It's part of developing, it's part of growing in your relationship, is taking the time to get to know somebody, doing the things that your partner likes to do that you may not necessarily like doing and vice versa. And so that's a myth. It does not take too much time because we all make time for things that we want to make time for, right? We do this. If I want to go get my hair done, but I'm tired, guess what? I'm going to go get my hair done because it's something that I want to do. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should make the time. Nothing should be too time consuming for you. Also, a myth is you have to be fully connected to your partner. Um, you don't have to be around them to be intimate, nor do you have to like their hobbies. People think that if you're not 100% connected to your partner, or you're not 100% compatible to your partner, that you have no intimacy. But again, going back to that, being able to do something your partner likes to do that you don't necessarily like to do, they're opening your eyes to new ideas. There is things like, for example, food. My husband is a very picky eater. Never ever, if you told me 17 years ago when we first got together that he would be eating calamari, sushi, I would have laughed in your face, like really, really loud. Like really, really loud. I would have laughed in your face. But just being around me, even though we weren't fully connected and compatible food wise, he has picked up on some of the things that, hey, found out that, hey, I really like this. This is good. So you don't have to be fully connected to your partner to be intimate. And now we go on sushi dates. He's telling me, hey, let's go on this sushi date. Let's go here and go there. And he's more into trying new sushi places than I am, because I don't like to try new sushi places. I like to go to places that I know. So these are all myths that are just that. So why do people fear real intimacy? And this is really huge that we talk about, because sometimes it's deeper than, oh, it's too time consuming, or, oh, I got to be kissing and hugging. So let's jump into some of those reasons. People fear intimacy. Number one, they're afraid to connect with someone emotionally. They don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to have that real conversation. They could possibly lack the tools, skills, and resources to produce real intimacy. They could possibly be trying to cover something up that they are hiding with sex, or they are afraid to receive love. And receiving love and connecting with someone emotionally kind of go hand in hand. Not everybody has the self-worth that you may have. Not everybody feels comfortable in their own skin. And that ties into, they could possibly be trying to cover something up. Maybe this person is not really attracted to a woman or man. They may be attracted to the same sex, but they have family. They're in positions that are hindering them from being what they are truly meant to be. And so you don't, and that's why they fear connecting, because they're not really compatible with this person, or they're again afraid to receive love because of self-worth issues. I know a lot of women that I have spoken to that don't feel like they are worthy of true love. They pick partners that are not worth anything. They pick partners that treat them poorly because they don't feel that they are worth anything, that and they're afraid to receive that love in return. Maybe they just didn't know how to love. They didn't grow up in a loving home. They weren't hugged and told that, they were loved as children. Also, people don't want to put in the effort again. So that's talking about just being lazy in your relationship, as I like to call it. You have to put in effort to make your relationship prosper. I don't care what anybody tells you. I didn't get to where I am in my relationship, being with my husband. It's 2020. We'll be together 17 years this year. I'm 30. I'll be 32 in July. I don't know why I just forgot my age, but that's neither here nor there. So I'll be 22 in July, and we've been together for 17 years. So it took some effort to get to this point. I didn't just decide one day, I just want to have this great marriage, and then just popped up that it was great. No, it took ups and downs. It took trials and tribulations, good days and happy days, to get to the space that we are in now, to where we can just sit and enjoy each other's company without physically doing anything. Then people don't want to have that real conversation, that conversation of the why. Why is this person this way? Why do they think that way? Why do they? And part of that is because people are scared of what they're going to find out. And I always tell my single people that I coach and that I talk to, listen, when you're single, that's the time to tell all of your business. Be true to yourself, because you don't want to wait and try to be true later and find out that you are being true with somebody that's not meant for you. You got me? You don't want to do that. You want to weed out those people that are not meant for you right off the jump. And the only way to do that is to have that conversation. Tell people about yourself. Tell people why you are the way that you are. My husband knows about my issues that I had growing up, parental issues that I had growing up. He knows things about me as to why I am who I am, why I act the way that I act. And then also you have people that are just lacking tools and resources. They are not taking classes and master classes on relationships, because typically with relationships, people think they have it all figured out. They think they got the answers. And when I was young, I thought I had the answers, but I found out I really didn't. But God was putting me through experiences. So now I do have the answers, and now I can help you have the answers to things. So, with all this, with the myths of it, with the fear of it, I have a solution to connecting beyond sex. I have some good news for you. I have a Connecting Beyond Sex masterclass where we talk about everything connecting beyond sex. So, our first objective would be to discuss what intimacy is, how to build a connection, and the four components of intimacy. Also, in this masterclass, we learn why emotional intimacy is the best and why intimacy beyond the physical is important. We also describe a list of important characteristics that you need to have in an emotionally intimate relationship. That's my favorite lesson, because a lot of the times we are not looking for character, we are looking for benefits. We also will learn how to incorporate emotional intimacy into our daily lives with practical, non physical things. So, this is where we put everything that we learned into action. What can we do with our partner that's non physical to get to know them on a more deeper level, to build that connection? Last, we will discover how emotional intimacy will help and impact your relationship in the future. And our bonus in this Connecting Beyond Sex Masterclass is a 30-day challenge with factors for success. So I put you to the challenge of do these things for 30 days and see how it transforms your relationship. And I know it will transform your relationship because it has transformed mine in so many different levels. So this class will offer you possibilities and genuine insight on connecting beyond the physical. So you'll see what can happen when you connect beyond the physical. We will divulge the importance of emotional intimacy in your relationship for sustainability purposes. So we're not only going to give you things that you can do, we're going to tell you why it's important to do them. And this class will give you hope that with a positive attitude, you can make changes to be a better partner. Okay, there is hope. Just because you've been married for 20 years and you feel like your connection is going down, there is hope to bring back that connection. There is hope to rekindle that romance. So, what makes us unique? Client satisfaction. We have reasonable pricing. It's full transparency, and we offer one-on-one coaching with this class. For me, I am all about client satisfaction, putting it to the test, applying what I'm teaching you, and then going out and telling me how did it work for you. Some of this stuff will obviously take time to do. I'm not saying that you will be fully transformed in 30 days. However, I am saying you will start to see a difference if you consistently work towards your relationship. And we offer reasonable pricing is because I've been poor before, and I want everybody to be able to experience a great level, a great relationship. I want everybody to experience that. So I don't want to just cater to a upper class couple. I want to be able to cater to the lower class couple. In full transparency, if you know me personally, you know I wholeheartedly believe in full transparency. I can't help people telling half truths. And then this class comes with one-on-one coaching as well. So your investment, the class is only $19, just the class. And the class with 30 minutes coaching is $39. So a half an hour coaching with me normally costs $40, but it's split in half for if you invest in the Connecting Beyond Sex Masterclass. If you just want something free, you can head over to our website, www.loveinspiry.com, and download your free copy of 6 Ways to Connect Beyond Sex. So I give you that. You can go download that, see if you like it or not. Come back and join us. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will definitely respond to them. If you have questions about the master class, you can also DM me through Instagram, Facebook, and I will gladly answer your questions. Or you can email me at inspired@loveinspiry.com. If you're still not sure about us, you want to get to know us a little bit better, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Love Inspiry. Again, you can email us at inspired@loveinspiry.com or visit our website, www.loveinspiry.com. So with the Connecting Beyond Sex, knock out those myths, forget about those fears, and come join us as we discuss connecting beyond the physical. Your relationship is so much more than sex. Your relationship is so much more than the physical aspects of it. So I will see you somewhere in the masterclass.